Hello, beautifuls. Big hugs, big heart hugs. Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy June. Happy birthday to all our June babies. It's my niece's birthday month. Hi, Dylan Love. Hi, Amara and baby. Hello, Raymond. If you are here, let me know in the chat. Would love to say hi. If this is your first time being live with all of us, then shout yourself out. We could shout you out. Welcome you to the space. We have our June 2024 energy reading guidance updates, all of the things. And I'm really just in awe always of these readings, but this one in particular is hitting real home with everything that has come up. So yeah, I'm excited to get into it. I know these are messages that not only I need, but I know that the collective could use as well. But before we begin into the reading, I want to share a couple updates. So this month, do not necessarily have any offerings technically available on my website. If you are on my email list, you will be more updated. So if you are wanting to do any personal light language, any readings, any mentorship or coaching or anything like that, then just email me for sure and I'll give you the information. If you're on my email list, you already got that information, but I'm happy to give it to you through there. Um, so yeah, just to let you know, the fairy, hello and welcome. Hi, I am Angel. Hi, Jana. Hi, Ava. Hello, love yourself. Okay. Okay, hello. So yeah, if you are interested in working with me in any way in this month, check there. I'll also be giving a lot of the updates in my newsletter and just through email over the next few months in that space, as updating my website has not been the biggest priority. So I just encourage you to hop on the love letter list, which is all going to be linked down below. Hi, Peter. Hello, everyone. So good to see y'all here. Another update is that I will be hosting a workshop. It's called Experience the Elements of Mindfulness, and this will be in Los Angeles or a little bit outside of Los Angeles at Disclosure Fest, which is this mass meditation event that's happening mid-June. So if you are in the area or want to attend, that would be awesome. I'm going to be sharing my children's book for the first time and making it a whole experience for families, for people of all ages. And this looks like a really exciting event. I have friends also that are going to be there. And yeah, I'm very excited. And I'm actually going to pop the link in the description box. I mean, not the description. Well, it will be in the description box if you're watching the replay, but I'm going to pop it in the chat. If you guys are interested in tuning into this, this is an organization that I'm excited to be working with. There is a lot of resonance there in what they're doing in Los Angeles, and I'm excited, super excited. So that's happening this month. If you're going to be there, I'll be there, and I'd love to see you and chat and get together and all of the things. So yeah, let me know. But those are the updates right now. A lot is coming. Once again, please join my email list if you want to stay updated on offerings, on group portals, on any courses, on any extra energy updates and things like that. That's going to be the place to be. But hello, hello, hello. All right. So let's get into the reading. Let's take a few deep breaths all together. Placing your hands on the body or beside you, wherever feels best. We're going to take an inhale, softening the gaze. An exhale, dropping the shoulders. Inhale. And exhale, let it out. See if you can relax and elongate, almost like dropping the back of the head. Inhale. And exhale. Wonderful. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your presence in this space. I'm gonna put on a little extra chapstick. Hello, Angela. Hi, sis. All right, everybody. So, once again, this is a general reading. So, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And let's get into it. Let's get into what's going on. So, tuning into the energy of this month, we are seeing some, I don't want to say like, I was going to say residue. Residue from last month coming into this month, but more so the energy continues. There's a lot of messages. If you did not watch last month's, highly encourage it, especially if you feel called to, once we're done with this one and you feel like you want to go a bit deeper into some things, that could be really helpful, as we are still feeling the effects of even the full moon that we had last month, and just like moving into this new cycle of energy, right? We're still in this transitionary phase that we're experiencing. And immediately when I was tuning into Source, Great Spirit, Oneness, the messages of what is meant to come through, or the overall energies that's meant to come through during this time, instantly there was just like the message of harnessing the magic in the present. And I feel like this has been kind of like a staple message that comes through almost every single time, but I need to mention it every single time, is the importance of our presence, right? And as a lot of us are going through, maybe some turmoil, maybe some struggles, maybe some unexpected challenges, maybe we're moving through like this transitionary stage of like opening ourselves up to be more of service to others, wanting to take more action, finding ourselves like meeting parts of ourselves that we have not met before, or we have and we thought we took care of this. We're like, what happened, right? We are seeing and meeting these aspects of ourselves and of reality that are needing to be seen, needing to be felt, to be moved through at this time. There is no coincidence here. This is all synchronicity. This is all part of the path at this time. And it depends on how we choose to navigate it. That is going to shift and change like the way in which we grow through things. And this whole growth and this focus that we have, and the amount of things that may be coming up for us, it's important to ask ourselves, where are we growing? Where are you growing? Where are you putting your focus? Right? I feel like some of the time it can be very easy to simply focus on the pains and the struggles and then in the negativity. And it's important to, yes, bring that to focus at some point, allow it to spill onto a page, journal it out, be with it, feel what you need to feel, welcome it, embrace it. And in that embrace, you get to choose what you do next. And this is also the power of presence. When we utilize our mindfulness practices or our spiritual practices to bring ourselves into the present, we can be present and mindful and do absolutely anything. We have that sense of free will to where it's like, okay, I can go this way or I could go this way, right? So we get to choose within those moments of mindfulness, of awareness, of presence, what it is that we do with this, what values we are looking to anchor into our reality, anchor into the world and the earth at this time, and in our relationships. So the focus here is very key, especially if we find ourselves kind of dipping into these places we do not want to be, right? They do not feel resonant. This is where we get to recognize what we are growing and learn how to embrace so that a release can happen. And it can be done with this sense of grace, to where you're also allowing yourself to create anew in that process. And something else that was coming through that can be really helpful for a lot of people is to remember that the body holds stories. Okay. The body actually holds these stories. So when we are experiencing flashbacks, when we are experiencing thought forms and things coming up, whether it be past situations, it could be like future daydreaming, whatever it may be, when these things come up for us, we need to notice what's happening in the body, right? Can we bring our attention to the body instead? And I feel like when we feel this integration of what's happening in the head and it comes to the body, it can feel so intense that it's difficult to want to go deeper into the body, right? So then there is like almost a sense of dissociation, and this can be actually quite healthy in some instances, especially if it's going to be too much. But when we are also looking at the body and its holding of stories and its holding of wisdom and it's sharing its signals and signs to us, this is an opportunity to recognize, okay, what else is associated and related to the body? And that is the earth. All right. This is the other beings on this planet. These are also a connection to the body. So, this is where another message came through of communing with the elements. Allow them to hold you in those spaces when you feel like you cannot necessarily fully embrace in the moment or fully allow yourself to be held by yourself, to be seen by yourself or even by others, right? Commune with the elements, be in the water, get yourself in some water, listen to some water, turn on a candle, right? Sit next to a fire, go outside and feel the air and have it really assist you in moving through that process. Allow yourself to become focused and asphyxiated on what this looks like. The earth looks like this is your body, this is an extension of you, right? So this communion with the earth, when we consciously do it, when we recognize that, like, okay, if my body, if it feels unsafe for me to really commune with this type of being, and if you notice other people that are in this situation as well, this can be very helpful. Bring them to this communion with the earth and with the elements. Get them on the ground, right? Get yourself on the ground, get outside, feel the sun. This is a huge message coming through of allowing ourselves to really reintegrate the sunlight, okay, this solar energy. Very important, especially as we are seeing that some agendas I really want to ensure that they can control the level of light that we are able to let into our bodies by not only the calcification of our pineal gland, the third eye, but also through the ways in which things are emitted and we're connected to. So, the more that we can commune with the earth, the cosmic beings, the heavenly bodies, the sun, the more that we're allowing this energy to actually fill our bodies and our beings, right? And we're able to recognize what that energy is and allow it to really flow through our lives and to be more integrated into the earth grid. All right, so note here. And what's interesting as this all comes up, the two chakras that we're really focusing on and working with as a collective are the crown chakra, which is the sahasrara, and the ajna chakra, the third eye chakra. All right, so the crown is recognizing that we actually get to birth into life all of these ideas, all of these downloads that we may be receiving. So if those of you are feeling so intuitively connected, you feel like you're seeing things, like a lot's coming through, there's connections happening, it could be overwhelming for some of you. Some of you, it could be something that's a natural part of your process and you're noticing that, it's coming through a bit stronger. This is the time to start taking action on these things. Can you start to see how you can bring it down into this line to actually birth this into the world, birth this into life? All right. And the other side of this may be recognizing where we feel we need to escape, or we feel like there is only one way of perceiving things and seeing things. This is a blockage not only within the crown but also within the ajna. If we're starting to see that, like, we're only here to struggle, or we're starting our perception is only seeing one way of being or one way that the world looks, especially with so much going on, especially if it's affecting you personally, we can start to go into these more, it's like catastrophizing, right? We start to see that, like, everything is dark and nothing can be helped and all of these things. And, like, yeah, sure, whatever. We get into these states of like, whatever, dude, like, there's nothing we can really do. And "This not true, this is why you're here, like, why would you be watching anything like this," right? So these are just blockages within these areas. Um, and the third eye, this focus for the collective right now, yes, it's within trust. It's not necessarily within just this one unified truth, but more so in the listening of your intuition and into your inner guidance. All right. So that's what's really coming through when it comes to recognizing where you are at and recognizing that this could be simply a blockage within these areas of connection and what's going on. And this is where creating a little bit of a separation to become more of that observer, to start to see what's going on over here, can be very, very helpful, because then you're not fully attached to it and feeling like there needs to be something gained or there needs to be something given to you in order to move out of it or through it. Okay, this is a return to your power, returning to that sense of the observer. Okay, so keeping note of that. If anyone is kind of moving through kind of like this back and forth intensity within the area of the head. All right. So also this can be related to headaches, any migraines. This could be related to anything going on within the eyes, your sense of vision, the hearing, the ringing in the ears. This is all communication from these, not only these energy centers, but also from your body, the wisdom of your body. Um, and also the connection that, is really wanting to come through and just coming. It's almost like flies. I think of this as flies. If flies, they will make themselves known. So these little signals are making themselves known that, like, okay, there is a sense of imbalance, or there's something that is trying to come through. It's like saying police, like, this is it. And you know it, and you're distracting yourself on some level. Hello, Cosmic Wisdom. Hi, Matt. I've got a headache today. It's very rare I get headaches. Yeah. So just recognizing that. And there's so many different ways that they can be interpreted, right? We can see them as like, just like an overload of energy. This could be a kind of, whether it's going up or down, this could be stress. This could be the body telling you that there is a sense of overwhelm, or that there's a lot of downloads coming in. So this could be many, many different things. And this is why this is so important to begin that inner listening to your intuition, and learning to actually trust that intuition from a place of curiosity and play, right? It's not just that trust, isn't just built like that unless you're fully like enlightened and remembering exactly who you are. And you're like, oh, there's no way, right? Like, yes, you can be at that point. Of course, you can be at that point. But if you are feeling yourself wavering and the mind wavering, it's time for integration. It's time to allow the ego and the mind to begin to be more integrated and in alignment with your values, with your true self. All right. So, yeah. There has been a lot of messages as far as just like really tuning into that inner wisdom, recognizing your own intellect, as far as allowing yourself to be in spaces where you can feel like there's an openness here. So recognize, when you start to feel that pressure, especially in this area. You may feel it in other parts of your body too. It does not necessarily just have to be around the head when it's associated with the crown. And the third eye, this can also be felt in the pelvis, around the sacral and the root. So recognize that those are sympathetic chakras and energy centers and wheels here. So keep that in mind, that they could be sympathetic. And if you're feeling it here, you may also be experiencing it here. And this is just letting you know, like, the imbalance isn't bad, but this is letting you know that there is something to be listened to. There's something to be tuned into. Okay, there's something that you get to see, you get to witness, you get to embrace and welcome into your being. And from that space, be the observer and move through it as you will. Take a breath after that one. And then the messages kind of shift a bit. And it moves a lot into this aspect of release and letting go. And this is a really charged phrase, I feel like, in the spiritual community, this phrase, letting go, and recognize what that means to us and what it means to release, what it means to detach, right? What it means to have an attachment. Us as humans, we want that attachment. We crave attachment. We crave togetherness. We crave community, right? Unless, of course, we felt some stuck energy there to where it does not feel safe for us to be there. But ultimately, we crave that connection, and so, of course, we do not want to necessarily detach. This reminds me of Avatar, that last airbender, when he's like going through the chakras and he's like, no, how could I never, like, how could I let this happen to Katara or something? And he's like not willing to release that attachment and not seeing that there is still love there. There is still some connection there without it needing to be attachment. And with this letting go, I feel like this is not just like within relations or anything. This is a lot of like mental energy. Once again, coming back to that mental energy of what it is that we're holding on to, as well as what we're holding on to, the stories within the body that are being held. All right, this is not something that we are going to continue to ignore. And that's been a very clear message. And this is happening on such a collective level that it can feel very intense. It can feel very sad. We can be holding a lot more grief. But this also means that there is more available energy for us to move through it together with more ease. All right. When we are doing this on a collective level, it's almost like everyone can relate at some level that there is a shedding happening, there is a letting go, there is a transition, there's a transformation that we're going through. No matter what it means, it doesn't have to be the exact, word for word, relation to your story and what you're going through. Just recognizing that that transformation energy, this release energy, this letting go, this shedding, this opening into this new light, this new phase of being, this new vibration really is all going to be the same energy, no matter how it is translated. Um, so this is this concept of being in the void at this time. Collectively, we are in this void. We are being met with all the shadows that we may be perceiving, we may be actually witnessing within our life. And this reminds me, if anyone's ever just started like seeing things in the dark. So this is kind of like what the void is. We start to like see things and we start to like really see like, oh my gosh, like I have all of these programs and fears and things coming up. This is where we are collectively. And I say this with a smile because it's like so exciting. Because after the void, this is what a lot of people say, it's very cliche, but like that tunnel, you reach the end and you're like, oh my gosh, there's light. There's like a whole new world over here. There's a whole new place of integration and birthing, right? But we do not get there without action, without actually taking those steps. Okay. And we can stay in the void. We can stay in that tunnel as long as we want, just continuing to be like, oh no, that fear is real. This is the reality that I live in. And boom, you're there. Okay. But once you stop making those steps in the direction of this sense of, okay, I do have, choice and there is trust here and there is something greater that we're moving towards, right? There is this greater power, not even just like the greater power, but there is this collective desire that we're moving towards as well, right? What it is that we're seeing, these visions that we're seeing, it's such an exciting time with the new generations really popping up with their fire. Like there is like some phoenix energy happening here. Whoo, it's very exciting. So we get to continue to take those steps to move forward no matter the suffering or the disappointment that we may be feeling. Once again, welcome, embrace it. Embrace it. Let it shift. Give it a chance to shift without you needing to micromanage and control every aspect of it. And this is where gratitude can be really, really powerful in learning how to create that shift from the focus on the more negative to the focus on what is life giving, what has been really life giving. And these struggles and these moments, like they are life-giving. At the end of the day, like, we come to these experiences, and a change has happened, and this is a wonderful thing to kinda look back and see, like, "Okay, how is this?" Yes, maybe I'm gonna write down, like, all of how this experience has affected me. You can write down all the things that, like, haven't gone well, but then from there, you can see what it has motivated you to do. What does it motivate you to do? And then giving thanks to that and recognizing, all of the seeds of light and life and love that have been sprinkled throughout the entire experience. And what you get to carry on with you is that thanks to this opportunity of transformation, to this opportunity to make a move, right? So, and one of the cards, I wish I remember which one. But it was saying, oh, I remember now. I'm actually gonna read from a couple of these because there's some journeys in here that are just so beautiful that I wanna share. But this card came through, the Spirit Keeper of the West, and this one was saying that chaos can bring positive change. Chaos can bring positive change, and recognizing the role of transformation, the role of things burning and dying away, and what gets to be reborn from that place. And it doesn't have to be of the same type of stories that we've been anchoring into our collective field, right? We see so many stories of different things going on, and it scares us, and we're like, I don't want it to go this way. Like, I want it to be like this. And it's like, it can't. It can, so choose it, create the pathway for it, right? Create it for it. So, something here that is really beautiful. It says, "Stand facing the west in the setting sun. Imagine all limitations and blockages in your life are flowing from your heart into the sun. As the sun sets, it carries with it your cares and concerns to be transformed by its purifying energy." So this really beautiful way of working with the sun to really just like cleanse and clear and purify, to once again just go anew. And this is beautiful to do with the setting sun. And what's so cool is that this card, um, this deck was also brought up the Spirit of Fire. I mean, come on, y'all. This transformation energy. I mean, I'll show you all the other cards. I'm not even gonna like fully explain them because you'll know. But this is transformation. Take risks, face your fears, break out of the old patterns and conventions, right? Just because you've always done something in the past doesn't mean you need to continue to do it in the future. Try something new, change your routines and habits, reach out in new directions. The thunderbird is rising within you. Out of the ashes come new growth and new beginnings. When you first awaken in the morning, focus on the emerging sunlight. Imagine that you are breathing in that light. Gaze unblinkingly into the candle flame and focus your awareness on the inner flame within you. By doing this, you're activating the spirit of fire that dwells within you and around you. Imagine yourself to be a single candle flame, a campfire, a forest fire, electricity, lightning, the sun, and stars. Affirm this. And I love this. I wrote this down. May the light of the sun illuminate my heart, that my heart may illuminate the world. May the light of the sun illuminate my heart, that my heart may illuminate the world. It's love and solar energy, and it's so important that we continue to harness that energy. So important. And then this other card that came through, this card is a lot about letting go, utilizing the power of dance to really start to shift and move energy. It literally says, let go. Say yes to life. Be daring. Dance to your heart's desire. Unfurl your wings and fly. The last, our last reading last week the electricity card came through. I'll show it to you guys again. Da-da-da-da-da. The wildness, returning to that sense of play and really allowing ourselves to utilize the power and the wisdom of the body and the stories that it can tell simply by allowing yourself to move, right? We do the same thing with music. It's all vibration. So let it play out. Let it play out. And this may be coming through as a different message to just like let it play out. Is there a situation in your life that you're not sure how to navigate, how to move through? Let it play out. Allow yourself these opportunities, commune with the elements, embrace what's happening, bring gratitude to what has brought you any pain or struggle, and start to see what it is that is birthing through you, this opportunity that is moving through you. Okay, this is an opportunity for the collective, powerful opportunity for us to work through some really deep shit. So I'm thankful that we are doing it together. So thankful, and we do not necessarily need to do it alone either. You don't need to do it alone. If you feel like you want support, if you feel like you need community, like reach out. Reach out, go somewhere, go to a class. Go to like something you have never done before. Like go to a yoga class, go to a dance class. Go to an event. Obviously be mindful about it and listen to your intuition, but like just go. Go and connect. And it doesn't have to be like these deep connections. I feel like a lot of us light workers, like we're looking for these deep, powerful connections. Like we have them. A lot of us, we really do have them. And some of us, we get to go out and not necessarily look for them, but allow ourselves to be led by our inner wisdom, led by our intuition to be in the places that we're meant to be. When we say yes, we are put in those exact situations to connect with the exact people, even if they just say a few words that you needed to hear, even if it gives you an opportunity to express what you need to express, or to just be in the presence of others, right? This is so needed at this time. So needed. So create those spaces. Create those spaces for yourself, or, tune into and ask for these spaces to be shown to you so that you can take that action towards them. All right. Reach out to friends. Connect, 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 connect. Yeah. Looking for local community but haven't stepped out there yet. Yeah, totally. And it's difficult because we feel so like empathic and sensitive and like all of these things, but it's like, nah, dude, like we're so strong, and the thing is that we're not I truly don't believe that we're meant to be going through such powerful shifts all by ourselves. And this is why like I love these times that we have together right here right now, to be in the chat, to like there's 19, 20 of us like sitting here in front of our devices, like connecting in this way. Like, oh my gosh, like there is connection, right? There is community here. And to be able to be physically in a space where you're all like doing the exact same thing is so powerful. So powerful. That's why I love like dance classes, yoga classes, and like you can go swimming to the beach. Like everyone's going to the beach to be at the beach. They all have like, of course, their inner work and the things that they're doing, and like they may be reading, but like go, like get yourself to those communal spaces and see what's going on. And you don't need to like starting out. It doesn't need to be a whole thing. It doesn't need to be the exact community that you need to be a part of. They don't need to have all the same values and morals and all of these things. Like we're still all collectively, energetically on the journey, on the path. No one is any less just because they chose to go eat McDonald's. No one is any less just because they don't know about star seeds. You know what I mean? Like, let that shit go. Let it go. Once again, that thing, let it go. Yeah. So let go of any like spiritual elitism that we're feeling, or energetically, if things are really heightened and we feel like we can't necessarily be around things. Like there's so many different opportunities in life right now, and places that we can just pop in. So many, so many. And it's like, you don't have to make it a whole thing. It already is. It already is a part of our path and our journey. Um, but I'm gonna just anchor in and share these final messages with y'all. Actually, I don't even know if it's like fully final messages. I think these are just continued confirmations. These were cards that were um, pulled in after all of this came through. So this says, aligned your life. What is not aligned or what needs to change? And I'm telling you, all of these are going to be very similar. The crumbling. What are you clinging to? What are you clinging to? Get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. I know this is a big one for me. I'm missing my my daily just like sitting and being, and it's so easy to isolate when we are going through powerful shifts and transformations in our lives. That doesn't mean that we can't still go out. It doesn't mean that we're not able to receive. That doesn't mean that we are not able to show up in the way that we want to. And I know for me, like I'm very intentional in the way that I show up in people's lives. Like I try to be very intentional, and it keeps me from doing things sometimes. I'm like, oh, but I'm not this right now. It's like, huh, where's the love in that? If you want to, go. Movement, the action, transformation, the pressure. It creates transformation, a shift, a change. Speaking your word, your voice. This also reminds me of the dancing one, which is also what I already showed y'all, the wildness, electricity, and endurance, rock. Endurance. This is a really big one, I feel like. I had mentioned the previous love letter just a few days ago that this is not a time to make big, hasty decisions. I know that a lot of us want deep clarity and it's going to be there. And I feel like that endurance card is really powerful in sharing that message. And this isn't for everyone. Some of us were really seeing that like the movement is needed here, but it doesn't necessarily have to be like this huge big thing and you have to like change immediately. I feel like the fads and the trends always want us to like change immediately. Everything's quick, instant gratification. Do this and this happens, and we try to find the fastest way to do things, and it's not necessarily natural. I mean, have you watched a sunflower grow from seed to their sprout to their full bloom? Like, did that happen in one day? No. So don't expect yourself to move through certain things that you know have been a part of your being for so long, right? This doesn't mean that there's a specific time frame or because this is so deep it's going to happen. Some things they're going to shift. The energy, it's very intricate, and it's simply our ability to allow it to flow, right? To allow it to flow. And this is this concept of letting go. What else was there? And of course, transformation. There is only light. This is like recognizing, like, oh yeah, by the way, everyone, did you know? Like, you don't have to keep yourself in these places. I'm gonna read this. You can't change anything by fighting what has already been created. To bring about change, create a new way that supersedes the old way. Draw or write about something that makes you suffer every time you think about it. Then write down 5 reasons why it makes you suffer and 5 ways it has motivated you to create something different. It's kind of like what I was saying earlier. Next time you feel yourself react as suffering, focus on something different you have written down, the motivation, where it takes you. And something that can be helpful when we're really up in the mind is to bring it back to the feeling. right? And this was something I actually shared with one of my dear soul sister clients, and just recognizing like, okay, we can explain to ourselves to no end, right? To try and come into understanding. But sometimes it's the feeling that's going to bring us deeper into an inner knowing and an understanding. A deeper understanding is that feeling. Like, what is that feeling that this motivation to change actually brings me? This action that I want to take? What does it feel like to, kind of like compare the feelings and what it is that you are choosing to tune into? Try it. Try it, especially if you're doing inner child work and there is like an understanding that's not coming through, you're still being triggered by things. Shift the focus to a feeling or even like an image or emotion in the body. Like switch up the ways in which you relate to it rather than just thoughts. Like put it into a different category of sensory connection, if you will. um Yeah, let's see if there's anything else that's coming through. Mhm. Yeah, just continuing to anchor in that sense of groundedness and that communion with the earth and the elements. Um, just wanted to remind you all of that. Alrighties. But that concludes all of the messages and the updates for the month of June 2024. Oh my goodness. I would love, love, love to hear what is coming up for you if you want to type it in the chat, which is over here for me, or the comments down below. I'd love to see if there's anything that's coming up for you, if there's anything that you want to share, anything that you want to add to assist others as well. Would love to hear that. Love that very much. I'm going to tune into the chat and just see, like, kind of how we feeling with all of this. What's coming up? Is there anything you want to share? And as we kind of like type things out and connect in this way before we get into our personal readings, I want to mention that we have our soul circle today. Our soul circle, it's different from this live. This is the space that we actually get to go into practice and embodiment. So, this is the place for us to do some meditation, some breath work, some deeper readings to actually connect face to face on Zoom. So, if you are really looking for that connection and just to be in a space of like minded souls moving through these messages and just bringing them into deeper integration within the circle and practice, join us. The link is below if you're a member. Just a reminder that you just go to the community tab and the Zoom link is right there. This is something that you can become a member to join, or you can just join a single circle, and that is going to be linked below. And I'll also link it in the chat if anyone's interested in joining. It's right after this. Yeah, right after this. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Detachment's coming up for me as well. Look at all the emojis. Look at this lighten up the world over here with all the hearts and the and the fairies and the butterflies. Yeah, you're so welcome. You're so so welcome. Yeah, I think it's a really interesting thing, and I'm curious if anyone has like cracked this. Sometimes I feel like I do. Sometimes I feel like I don't. But, like, when we get into these places of like, the more darker places where things become a bit more difficult, we start to isolate ourselves. There's, like, a victimization that tends to happen, and we don't necessarily allow ourselves to go into our practices. Um, and I see this a lot, and I've seen this a lot within myself as well at some points. Like, I'll have that intuitive hit. I'm like, "Hey, go make some cacao, get outside," and I'll go do these things, and it does definitely help. But there are some moments here and there where I find myself almost like wanting to close off, wanting to like really not allow myself that chance to create a sense of, I guess, distance or space so that I can actually see what's really going on here, without needing to go deep into it. But I'm curious if that's come up for anyone, and I just want to let everyone know that like this is something that like I continue to see kind of like the back and forth, even though like I do take at least that one action for myself and it does help, but it's interesting. I'm always fascinated and just like analyzing and tuning into what that is, what that sense of like needing to like kind of like push yourself deeper into it. It's almost like this lack of like self-worth or deserving. It's very interesting. So I don't think everyone has that, but yeah, those are definitely themes that I've seen come up for sure. Alrighties. Stay hydrated. Drink your water. Where does your water come from? Do you even know? Are you charging your water? Are you blessing your water? Are you thanking your water? All right. We are going to pop into let's see. Ba, ba, ba. Our individual readings in one moment. Raymond said, yes, feeling this. Sometimes I always want to give up. Yeah, it's like interesting. It's a very interesting thing. We're like, oh, just no. But your one bad thing goes wrong. We're like, no. Or it could be multiple things that like come to this point where we're like, ah! And it's yeah, I think and then Amara says, I think it's an ego defense mechanism. An ego defense, like a protective mechanism almost. Mm-hmm. Especially if we're finding ourselves kind of like moving into new aspects of being and the ego hasn't really fully understood or integrated it or hasn't come to this mature place to allow that to come through. They're like, no, we gotta like, this is who we are. This is who we are. Yeah. But there is that fire in me. Got that spark. It's like no matter what, we out here. We're like, what up? I just bawled my eyes out. What up? Let's go. Yeah, for sure. And don't lose that fire, you know? It can't be. It's your spark. It's your literal like essence. It's meant to be it. Yes, it's scared. It is scared. Yeah, definitely like needing that sense of protection for sure. It's like, "Oh, no. No, actually, this is what I deserve." Like, "This is who I am. I don't wanna take any help from here. I don't wanna take any help from here. I need to do this all alone," and things like that. And I know that I've struggled with that a lot in the past. And even now, like, I find those, like, voices and those, like, thoughts in my head of being like, "No, like, you're just doing this again," or, like, "You're going back into this pattern," when I know it's, like, my heart really telling me to do something. And that's where, like, that deepening into trust and I come into understanding, into feeling, like, with my ego and my mind in that situation and the different parts of myself, the aspects of myself that are coming up, different arias along the way that are like, "Ah! Ah!" you know? And it's like, no, actually, we're going to do this. And let me tell you why. Okay. Let me tell you why we're going to tune into this. And if that's difficult for me, Aria, right now, I tune into higher self and I'm like, hey, come here. I give you some support. Make an understanding here, just the feeling, this inner standing of sorts. Yeah. All right, y'all. Let's let's see. Interesting. The number 1616, 1616 is coming up. Type that in the chat if you want a personal reading. We've got about 10 minutes. Um, if you haven't liked the video, please do like the video. And if you're not subscribed and like you're here hanging out, like become a part of the fam. Subscribe. It's a button. If you want to become a member and join us in the Soul Circle, join. Now is the time to join. And you can get that link in the community uh, tab of the channel. And you can see that. But yeah, 1616 1616 if you want a personal reading. And I'll try my best to get to all of you. I cannot promise that I will. Yeah. And we will be doing more of these on the call, on the Soul Circle right after this on Zoom. If you do wanna join the circle, you can always join your first circle if you haven't been to one, you can join it for free. So, remember, there's that link. I will pin it for y'all. I'd love to see y'all's faces and things like that. Ah, you know, I don't know. Okay. Sweet, all in the chat, awesome. Okay. There are actually 3 different decks that I'm gonna kind of pick and choose from. So we're each of you are gonna kinda get something a little different. So the first one is gonna be the Native Spirit deck. Okay. The next one is the Yogic Path. Let me just get these organized. And the last one, this one has been pulled out of the woodworks, y'all. I haven't pulled this out I pulled it out yesterday, but I haven't used this in a very long time. This is the Energy Oracle cards. Okay, this one right here. So I'm going to kind of choose intuitively for each of you which deck to pull from. I'm going to pull one card, and light language may or may not come through to kind of assist in moving through any energy and transmission that's meant for you at this time. And yeah, when I say your name, just take a deep breath. If you want to set an intention, you can. Or you can just take that deep breath and become present with whatever comes up for you. All right. So, cosmic wisdom. Hey, girl, you are first. And we're going to do this deck for you. So, take a deep breath. Ooh, that was a quick one. Alrighties, here we go. Number 36, second chakra, Archangel Ariel. And dasara kumwashiriatanakiam. And dosora hialatana seatam. Ukua sarahira tianashu. Mbapara katua satianakiam mashukus. Mashukua satianatiam. Masalahiatakiatotoa. So the second chakra is the sacral chakra. This is the space of the womb. A lot of people associate it with pleasure and creativity. This is also the void. That void energy. There's almost like this seed that is there that is wishing to be birthed into your life. Take that as you will, and I'm curious if you want to share what this seed is, but there may be something, you could be aware of it or not, that is really starting or ready to take these roots. So the watering of yourself is very important right now as that grows and expands. This is I'm reading a little bit from this. This says, "This is also a time when the energies of closeness with others and nurturing yourself can flow more freely. You can now open yourself to the emotional intimacy that may be coming your way. So nurture yourself and be ready to receive the affection and get the camaraderie of the resonant souls around you." It's urging you to get creative. Let yourself reach out into unexplored areas of self-expression and new projects that may have a more creative approach. Boom. Cosmic wisdom. There is your card. There is your reading. Let me know how you're doing. Thank you. Thank you. Shana, you are next. We're going to do the Yogic Path deck for you. So take a breath. Okay, this is Bhuvaneshwari. Bhuvaneshwari. This is a deity. Maya Mu. Maya Ooh. Maya Ooh. Ooh. What's coming through is divine balance, like really cultivating balance within your being and your life at this time. I'm gonna also read what the book has, tune a bit more into this energy. Wait, did I pass it? Goddess of space and infinite possibilities. You have learned the art of creating space and are experiencing the cosmos that exists within you. Bhuvaneshwari comes to you in deep meditation in profound nature and oceans and in silence. Her stillness guides you to enter deeper into the cosmic web of potentials that exist for you in the present moment. Continue making time for whatever brings you to a point of total stillness. That is where your true self resides. Know that you are not just part of the earth, but the earth is a part of you, and you are lovingly held by her presence. There is your card, Jenna. All right, Peter, you are next. We're going to pull from this deck as well for you. Take a breath. Welcome to the Starlights, Nancy. All right, Peter, let's see what's coming through. Here we are. Oh, the deity's coming in, y'all. They be coming in. I'm going to pull this up first. There we go. This is Parvati. Dasana kora pashura tia lakiana tia samoera ka iatan. Iatana kia sarakumu satana kia lakian. Ambasira kushara yapana kia salakia tatua. Mashura kia tia takiasa. I'm going to read this one as well. It's really coming through. This is the goddess of devotion, love, and yoga. Yoga being union. You pull upon Parvati when you've taken immense action towards becoming your highest self. In Hindu mythology, Parvati was in love with unattainable Shiva, who was deep in the mountains practicing yoga and detached from the material world. She knew he needed the feminine to bring him down to earth, but he was totally inaccessible. Instead of begging and pleading, Parvati decided to become her highest self and seek enlightenment through yoga. Her family objected, saying women cannot become yogis, but she headed to the mountains anyway, where she stood in a frigid steam, balancing on one leg for uncountable months or years. Uncomfortable, maybe. Eventually, Shiva felt her immense energy and fell in love with her because of her strength and determination. Parvati represents commitment to practice, unbreakable willpower, and the power of self-transformation. Continue your journey toward enlightenment, really saying that like this is a wonderful space that you are in right now. And you get to continue this work and remember that it does take devotion and practice to not lose sight of you. Okay? To not lose sight of you, the self, the capital S self. Capital S self. This sovereignty, this source, this oneness. Beautiful coming through. And this could also be a message that your divine feminine is asking for your nourishment. The feminine within you. Yeah. To really allow this to flow with more ease. So, Peter, this is your reading. There you are. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. I am Angel. You are next. Take a breath. We're going to do the energy oracle cards for you. Okay. One card, please. There we are. There you are. Okay. Yin Yang. Saramu tatia sana kiara tutu sarahiamokwa. And this is one that came in reverse. I like this deck. This is the same for the Yogic Path deck. They also come in a reversed. Kiamasuara kia tatia la kuam. Andia sharahia takuara kiamasa doa shatian. Ngia salahia tautukua sharahia. What's coming through, it's very important as you receive this like this to recognize what happens in your mind. What are the thoughts moving through without attaching them? And what are those initial thoughts and feelings that you have? So the card reversed reveals a yang cycle, which is one of active, outgoing energy. This time calls for a more logical approach to things, but the logic needs to be applied to purposeful action. This cycle is often marked by creativity and new beginnings. This is so like the creativity's coming through strong, y'all. Sometimes with significant outer change. Let yourself apply more forceful energy to the task at hand and take advantage of this highly charged yang time. And you can affirm to yourself, I am open to understanding the cycle I am in, and I am willing to utilize its energy beneficially. All that I need is already a part of me. All that I need is already a part of me. So yeah, once again, that like forward motion, it's like looking, was the step taken, it's ready. Really allow yourself to sink your toes into what that is. Curious, I am Angel, but that is your reading. I'm going to do one more for members or anyone that's going to join the Soul Circle. I can do yours on the Soul Circle. Soul Circle, by the way. Okay. So next, I have Ava, and you'll be our final reading, and we're going to use the Native Spirit deck right here. Whoop, and just take a breath. Let's see. Get a good shuffle here. Here we are. So when I shuffle, if something comes out right away, I'm like, all right, let me just reshuffle. This was the card that came out right away. And I was like, a little double check, we'll check myself. And it came out again. So, Ava, this is Spirit Keeper of the East. The rising sun. And sunuku sapia la hianaku sarapum. Sarapum the ketamasialatan. And tuku sapura keasho quamasiera kiatatiam. Angu sarahiela tianaku ura tiama ura tiama ura tiam. What's coming through is like you're definitely experiencing like a cleansing of the third eye here, or a clearing, or this is something that you get to do or offer yourself. But the third eye is a focus right here. I'm also going to read what is coming up here. If I can turn the page. There we go. New beginnings, fresh cycle is occurring in your life. Stand and be still, breathe and center yourself. Slowly turn in a circle, close your eyes, and feel the energy of each direction. So really experiencing like the new beginning through allowing like cycles to close. if that makes sense. Like this idea of like turning in a circle, allowing yourself to face all directions and come home to this new beginning, which is the energy of the direction of the east. And allowing, so it says, no matter what has happened in the past, it doesn't need to repeat in the future. Wipe the slate clean. It's now time to release the old and start again. Basarakia na tua sharakia matua, akia na siana hua sharakia. So those messages of like really tuning into the sun energy, that solar energy, to really assist you in cleansing, connecting to the heart, can be really powerful for you. If you are not already kind of practicing this could also just be a confirmation for you. So this is your reading, Ava. And that is all the readings I have time for today. We're going to hop into our soul circle. So if you're able to make our soul circle, hop on there. The pinned comment is the link. If you're watching this as a replay, the link is down below. I post all of the recordings within the membership on YouTube. So if you are unable to make it this time and you are a member, you can watch it on replay. But yes, you are so welcome, everyone. I hope we have a blessed transition and transformation. Just thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. I have been celebrating 5 years on YouTube, which is like, whoa, the channel became 5 years old just in the past couple weeks. And I've been so preoccupied I didn't like hop on here and be like, oh my gosh, but I'm here now and we're celebrating the space. So just thank you so much for being a part of this space, this channel, this community, this moment here and now, all of us together, just connecting and allowing ourselves to receive messages in our own divine way. So powerful. You inspire me, and I'm happy to be doing this. And I'm just so lit up. So lit up. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see y'all in another video and another live. I do this live every single month. So hope to see you there. And I'll see y'all in our soul circle. Okay. Thank you again. Showering you with love. Mwah. I'll see you later. Bye, everyone.